Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dad's Turn to Talk. My name is Bob, and we got a good one for you tonight as we are going to be talking about the brand new Superman movie in a spoiler review. We are also going to be talking about the Mortal Kombat 2 teaser that just released featuring Johnny Cage. Not the actual trailer, that's tomorrow, but the teaser is out. We're going to talk about the Legend of Zelda casting news, and we are going to react to the Stranger Things trailer. Now, before we get into that, just a quick reminder to go ahead and hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and we do timestamp everything. So if there's something specific that you're interested in, you can go ahead and jump straight to that. Before we get into our topics tonight, let me go ahead and introduce my two co-hosts. Derek, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm fine. Now I'm getting all the Mortal Kombat voices in my head. Fatality.
You're just like, get over here.
Oh, yeah, there's that too. And then, like, when Raiden does his fatality, he goes like, and then shoots a bunch of lightning into the guy's head and explodes. It's taking me back. I'm excited to discuss that. But that's it for me.
All right. Josh, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Bob. Glad to have this podcast. Looking forward to it every week. Earlier this week, tough week, 14 years that my dad died. So glad that I can kind of not think about that and be with my buddies.
Yeah. Well, glad to have you tonight. Let's go ahead and let's jump into our first topic, and we are going to be talking about Superman. That's right, everyone. Superman finally dropped in theaters last week. I'm sure a lot of people have already seen it by now, but just in case they haven't, let's go ahead and throw up a spoiler warning.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
All right, so let's go ahead and let's get into Superman. This is the first outing for the new DC universe. What are they calling it? The DCU? What was it before? The DCEU or whatever it was. And so before it was by Zack Snyder. Those movies were very divisive. Zack Snyder eventually left the DCU or was fired. We don't really even know which happened. And then the movies just fell off a cliff after that. It seemed like they were going to kind of reboot that with Henry Cavill reprising his role as Superman. And then out of the blue, of course, they announced James Gunn was taking over. Those that do know or don't know, James Gunn did direct the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. He did direct the Suicide Squad, or was it Suicide Squad? I don't know which one is the title, but he had a Suicide Squad movie, and he is responsible for Peacemaker. Both Suicide Squad and Peacemaker are part of this new DCU, and we did review Creature Commandos, which he wrote. So this is the first real launch of the universe with Superman, which he wrote and directed, starring David Cornsweet in the role of Superman and Clark Kent, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. All right, gentlemen, I know we have some very strong thoughts on this. You know what? We're going to start with you, Josh. We're going to start.
Really?
We're going to start with you. We're going to start with something good.
Okay. Well, I liked it. My wife and I had date night. We went to see it. We both liked it. I thought it definitely was a big difference from the Zack Snyder Man of Steel and Batman v Superman films. I will say this. There were things that did bug me about it. The things that I did not like about it, I thought the whole scene with the Proton River and him saving the baby was not needed. Was not a fan of that scene. So I, don't know why. It felt very Guardians of the Galaxy to me in that scene. The other scene that I did not like was the fact that they made Jor-El and Laura, Superman's Kryptonian parents, evil, which I really did not like. And say that
real quick, just to comment on that. Were they really evil though, or they just? I mean what were you there?
I mean, honestly, it kind of makes some sense. Like, look, we want you to take over and get lots of wives, and it didn't. It was weird. Luckily, Superman completely ignored that and said, "No, I am going to side with my, you know, parents from Kansas, Martha and Jonathan Kent." So that was fine. Look,
To comment on that real quick,
yeah,
did you see that they actually released another version of the scene today?
no,
They actually released another version of Laura and Jarrell to try to give it some more context of what was actually being talked about here. Let me pull this up here. So
that was funny. That was
yeah, he wanted Superman to get lots of wives and get a lot of ladies pregnant and repopulate the world with Kryptonians. So
okay. Yes, which I totally disagree on. Now let's kind of go back to more of the positive stuff. I love David Cornsweet as Superman. I think he did a great job. I enjoyed, what he kind of stood for. I liked how he flew. Loved Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane. I thought they had great chemistry together. Really liked Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I thought he did a great job. Loved Jimmy Olsen. I've always been a fan of that actor. There were so many fun scenes, I thought, and people in our theater were clapping and were happy. I liked how the Fortress of Solitude kind of disappeared and then would come back up. I thought that was like a really cool scene. I think I've told you both. The other thing that kind of bugged me is we did not get the grandiose Superman entrance, taking the glasses off, ripping the shirt, seeing the shield, and him taking off. I even thought
there's a reason behind that. They actually, and I'm not making this up. James Gunn said today that he does not wear the suit under his clothes.
What?
Yeah, he says he doesn't wear the suit under his clothes, that he keeps it in his briefcase, and he's just really fast.
You're kidding me, right?
I'm not kidding you. Right? I'm not kidding you.
God. Okay, whatever. I don't agree. I did think some of the saves, and I also told you guys when he saved the little girl, it happened, it was just fast. And I would have liked it to be more methodical. And, I described you guys the Richard Donner, the original Superman with Christopher Reeve. And when Lois Lane is falling from the helicopter and, her hat falls and he comes through the door and he looks at the hat and he looks up and changes and then flies up and everything was done with suspense. This was not. I did not feel like, oh my God, what's going to happen? It just happened. I did like Guy Gardner. I thought Nathan Fillion did a great job. I thought he was funny. See, I've seen that picture. That's also what was.
No, but if you look at the headline, it actually says there where James Gunn confirms Superman does not wear a suit under his clothes.
Okay, that's whatever. I really think he should have. Anyway, I liked. Oh my God, why am I blanking? Mr. Terrific. I thought he did a great job with this. With the role. He was in X-Men First Class, and I liked him in there. He had a very small part where he was the mutant that could adapt to any situation.
Until he died.
Yeah, exactly. Until Kevin Bacon's character killed him.
Wasn't his character's name Darwin?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was Darwin. Correct. What else can I say? I did love the fact that we got a comic book movie. That in Metropolis, seeing a giant creature they were used to it because he had already been Superman for 3 years. And so to me, it was one of the most comic book accurate Superman movies I've seen. I felt that, Man of Steel, and I just watched it the other night, is too dark. It made the character way too dark, in my opinion. And so this to me brought more of the light, and I liked the colors of it. And I thought it was enjoyable. I really did. And again, those parts weren't deal breakers for me. I would have liked to see them. To be honest, I thought it was going to really bug me that she already knew he was Superman, but the fact that it was 3 years, I was okay with it. And that's really what I have to say. I feel the DCU is here to stay, and we'll see what, James Gunn does with the other superheroes.
All right. Now we're gonna get into our resident dog lover, Derek.
Oh my god.
His views on Superman.
Hold on. I want to show you guys something. I actually got some footage after I watched this film, and actually when Josh shared his review with me. Hold on, let me see if I can share it here. There's an actual shot of me. Hold on.
Yes,
just a moment. Yeah, good. There it is.
All right.
There's me. Okay. That's me.
Wow.
That's all right. That's all right. This is how I was after it.
It makes me laugh every time. Maybe laugh at you. It's
That was good.
good. Oh, that movie sucked.
All right.
Movie that sucked.
No, Josh, this sucked. Okay? This was terrible.
Okay.
And the fact that anybody actually did like it just shows exactly how people need to actually study up on what is good and what is not. Okay? This was garbage. Nothing about this was good. Okay? It was D plus at best. I'm sorry. I forgot to. Not everything was bad. Lex Luthor, shout out. Okay, I'm going to get to him in a minute. And Kat, the news girl, she wasn't hard on the eyes, so that also gives this movie points.
Yeah, I'll give them. I'll give them that they got Cat Grant right, because Cat Grant was always supposed to be kind of a looker and always supposed to kind of. I don't want to say be a floozy because I don't think she was a floozy, but definitely dressed to impress the gentleman. We'll say.
Yes, she was trying to be easy.
She did have a role in Smallville in season 10. Where I remember her best was from Lois and Clark season 1.
Okay,
She was also played by Callista Flockhart.
Yes,
in,
that's what I remember.
Supergirl.
Yes, that's how I remember her. Okay, go ahead, Derek.
No, you can still have your fun if you need to, and then we'll get to what's really important here. You done?
No. It was just that. I was just curious. I couldn't because I remembered Supergirl.
What difference does it make? It's stupid. Anyway, let's talk about the rest of this. Let's get to the characters just to start off with this debacle. Okay? David Cornsweat, Josh, was not Superman. He was a nice high school boy. That's what he was. He wasn't Superman. Nothing Superman about him. All right? I better, you know what? I better go find the dog because I'm sure he's scared and alone. What is that?
Well, I mean, they did show him saving the squirrels, so I mean, of course, he was going to get
awesome.
the dog.
No, yeah, the dog likes squirrels too, apparently, which made all the sense in the world. All right.
This is so good.
So the beauty of Superman is that he walks the line between cynicism and being naive. That's his beauty, right? He shows the naive because he's reflecting humanity when he's Clark Kent. When he turns into Superman, that's when the cynicism kicks in. And it's not even that big a cynicism because at the end of the day, he is our superhero because he loves us and he believes in us and he wants us to be good. It was all naive. All naive. He was Clark Kent the whole time. That's not Superman. It's just not. And you can call me crazy for that. He was not Superman. He was Clark Kent the whole time. Naive. There needed to be some cynicism in him. That moves us on to Lois Lane. What a bag of joy she was in this movie. She just ends up kind of being an a-hole, actually. oh, I don't, I wasn't good at relationships. Well, Lois, if you can't make it work with Superman, then maybe you're the problem. All right? Do you ever think about that, punk rock? You're not punk rock. You're just a jerk. And then she just to wait to say "I love you" later after Superman like spills his guts. Yeah, Josh, that's right. Mm-hmm. You know what? The minute that she got done fighting with him, Superman just should have been like, you know what? I don't need this. I'm going to go to IHOP and have breakfast for dinner and not be made a fool of for it. Okay, so that's Lois, who apparently learns to drive a spaceship too, which I thought was absolutely accurate. That made all the sense in the world.
How did she learn how to drive it? But Mr. Terrific just tells her, "Oh, all you need to do is this. It's easy. Don't worry about it."
Oh, it's intuitive,
movie, gentlemen. It's a comic book movie. It's not.
No. You're done with your part. You're done.
Okay.
All right. That moves us on to the rest of this Justice Gang, which that couldn't have been even more dumb name for what they came up with. You don't know why they're there. Apparently, they're just hired by some corporation, but they decide to show up. Why? We don't know. Guy Gardner couldn't have been any more of a tool than he was in that movie. With that haircut and his attitude, it was stupid. Hawkgirl didn't help things. She didn't really contribute much at all anyway, so let's just move her out of the picture.
Well, she did kill that dictator at the end.
Okay, so either anyone else could have done that. Great, thanks for your.
I mean, isn't that supposed to like have some repercussions or something?
Maybe, sure, but again, none of this.
Hey, I wanted Hawkman in the movie. I didn't get that. You guys were fine with Hawkgirl, so.
No, I was fine with Hawkgirl because, look, if you remember the Justice League cartoon, that was the version, or that was the character that we had when we were late teens, early 20s. So that's the one I remember the most as far as seeing in like on television. It would be Hawkgirl. So, all
right, that moves us on to Mr. Terrific, which yeah, but let me ask you this: did anybody actually? This gets back to the whole point about Thunderbolts. You think anybody knows who Mr. Terrific is? I mean, before this.
I knew who he was, but I'll be honest. The only reason I knew who he was because he was a character on Arrow. I think he started appearing season 3 or season 4, and he was there for the rest of the show. So that's the only reason I knew who he was.
Okay, now, but that's one person. All right.
Yeah, if you're not a big fan of the comics, or if you're not, if you didn't watch Arrow, then you're probably not going to know who he is.
Correct.
And the crazy part is that, from what I'm seeing here, he debuted in a 1942 comic.
Wow.
So we should have known about him by now. But there's a reason he's not that. I guess they just held off.
He's not that terrific, is he?
Interesting. All right.
Hilarious.
Not that terrific. All right. So Lex Luthor is the one character in here that actually deserves a round of applause. He actually, I thought, did great. That's the character that you want to see in Lex Luthor. The only thing I didn't like about him is that I thought he could have actually been a little bit more funny. I thought he could have had some humor in his life. But, okay, he didn't have it. But the point of Lex Luthor was exactly what it should be. He is an evil genius who is obsessed with bringing Superman down. That's what Nicholas Hoult did. Yep. Salute to him. All right. Very good. This moves on to the story of the film, which is also garbage. So the film starts off with Superman getting his ass handed to him. Well, then what's super about him? Why should I pay attention now? Looks like he lost. So, and they drop us off in the middle of this, what feels like the middle of a movie. That's not how you do it. It's just not. If anything, you should have started off with a narration. This is what I was telling Bob. Like if Superman had kind of narrated his start, that I think would have been great. So I'm like, I'm not going to tell you guys my whole story because you already know it. I'm not here to waste your time. Something like that, I think would have been perfect. Okay. But instead, it's just, and so we have to start that way. We're already in the middle of it, and it doesn't feel like that's a great way to start anything.
What they could have done is, since they kind of started with him just kind of getting dropped there into the snow, they could have gone back, say, 3 weeks and shown him intervening in the the fight. So, like kind of like how they do in some TV shows, like where they'll show like the ending at the beginning and then they'll turn around and say, oh, well, 36 hours earlier or 3 weeks earlier or whatever like that. That's maybe what they could have done.
Now, Bob, because we're talking about this, why don't you tell Derek what you thought about what they should have done instead of just dropping him in and having him lose his first fight?
Well, I did talk to Derek, but I'll say that when I get to mine. Go ahead, Derek.
All right. The story just proceeds to fall off a cliff from there. It apparently, I guess Lex Luthor has spare little aliens that become ginormous that he just carries around. That's lovely. What a plot knitter. How nice of him to do that.
Derek, can I say one thing? Since you're talking about it,
I got Josh fine. What?
I didn't get like that first 30 minutes. I did like there was a scene where it to me got confusing. Like it almost was like the fight ended. Like with nothing happening. The one where he like gathers where Lex Luthor gathers all the aliens or something. It's like with the portal. It was something weird. Like I felt like it was almost like a training exercise that he was doing.
Which scene though are you talking about?
It was like right after Superman was fighting the guy in gold, whatever his name.
Ultraman, yeah.
Ultraman.
And Ultraman. And
he was using like a different name.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just I can't remember off the top of my head, but it just seemed confusing.
All right. Well, that's because it was.
This is one thing that I'm not sure what was confusing about it. Yeah, the fight did end. That was the whole point. So it was just a distraction because Lex wasn't trying to win the fight then. He just wanted to know where the Fortress of Solitude was. That was it. And if you remember, he had the engineer show up there in the Arctic, and she was waiting for Superman to leave the Fortress of Solitude because she was going to try to get in, and she wasn't able to because her DNA wouldn't let her.
Right.
Which also, the Fortress of Solitude is a great segue. Because you're right, Josh. We found out that the Kryptonians were apparently a bunch of a-holes.
Yeah.
That's great. That worked out well. Speaking whatever gibberish they were speaking, as if that, added anything to the film whatsoever. But it turns out, yeah, you know what? If you could just destroy them and spread your seed while you're doing it, that's probably your best call here. That's right. Take Superman to the club.
That literally was perfect because he said seed and boom.
Yep. There it was. He got it right on the money.
That was like right on the money.
Round of applause.
That was good. Bob.
All right. And then not only that, but apparently he has nice little robots to take care of him. That's new.
That was from the comics.
Well, still, he didn't need it. It made it look silly. He could have just had the Fortress of Solitude. It would have been fine if he had that. Would have still added up with the ice sculpture. Okay, that would have been fine. All right.
My God.
That moves us on to the fact that James Gunn apparently didn't learn his lesson from Marvel, because what is with the time reap or whatever this is?
The what?
There's the thing that he used to transport into other
that pocket dimension.
Portal.
Yeah,
the portal.
That's dumb. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
And that it was the minute I saw that, I'm like, this is exactly like Marvel's time warping. None of that adds up. It doesn't work. And then you had Metamorpho, who I didn't know had a son who he must have had spread his seed in a human being to make it look like this baby. And so that little boy is hostage, even named Joey. They give it the human name, which I thought was great. And so then he's the only one that can morph into Kryptonite, and Kryptonite had to show up in this one way or the other. So fine. And then once he breaks out and gets out, apparently that time planet thing, I don't even know what it is. But then Lex Luthor's just gonna say, forget it, just start a black hole, rip everything up. Okay, fine. Because there needed to be some real thread here. So Superman saves that. And then while all that is going on, there's apparently a war that's being started, but that he has to hold off on. He'll send in the spare troops for that. Hawkgirl and Green Lantern can handle that one.
Yeah, that was
I don't
weird.
need to be there for that.
Weird that he didn't go for that. I forgot
No,
about
and
that.
the little kids are sitting there with the flag holding it.
I know. That was a little, yeah, that was weird.
Just to have, he's the kid sitting there like Superman, and
Right.
just to have Guy Gardner to come up and say, Superman's busy. You got an upgrade.
Superman can't help you right now, son.
When he put his green hands out, shooing everybody away, and then he had the ones with the middle fingers.
Oh, that was great.
He should have thrown that at the kid, because that's what he wanted to do. All right, and then to top it all off and really set the stage right for the end of it, of course, drunk cousin of Thanksgiving shows up in Supergirl.
Yes.
To really ruin the whole thing. And that dog. And I'm going to curse. That fucking dog shows everything that is wrong with this movie. It is a dumb character that provided zero value to this movie and the story. And as a result, made it look childish, silly, not serious, and a joke. That is Superman. I waited a year for that, and that's what I got.
You got to see it with your son.
Yes, and that's fine. He had a great time, so I'm happy for him.
But you're not happy for me?
No.
Superman's bad. Bob was sitting there waiting to push that.
Oh my god, that was like, oh god, Superman's bad.
Yeah, there it is.
So, real quick, since you mentioned Supergirl,
Yeah.
they did release the poster for the new Supergirl movie that's coming out, because that's going to be the next one. So here's the poster.
Yeah, it's her
So it's
perfect.
so it's not look up, it's going to be look out. And they say that she had a very different upbringing, and so she's a bit of a mess.
Okay.
And okay, so I mean, I guess we kind of saw that. Turns out not only was she the drunk cousin, but that was her dog, and she just left it there with Superman.
Yeah.
Well, she should have left it somewhere else.
Oh my god.
Right? And she can go somewhere else too while we're at it. Because that ain't going to be good either.
Wow.
If James Gunn is really going for this in the DCU and this is how he starts, what's going to happen? I said this to Josh, Bob. Let's imagine what Batman's going to look like in this universe. He's going to listen to a Taylor Swift song before he goes to bed?
I will say that does bother me.
And then Lord only knows what Aquaman's going to look like. A fisherman on a boat.
Hey, better than what Snyder did with Aquaman. That was not good.
Don't bring it into this, Josh. Okay,
I bring that into it, Derek. That was not good for Aquaman.
Hush, I don't want to hear it.
That's not how Aquaman looks.
We're not talking about that anymore.
I disagree with. I've told you from day one, Bob. I did not like how Aquaman looked.
We are not talking about that Aquaman.
You didn't like it, but a lot of other people did.
Good, just like a lot of people like this movie.
But just like you said, nobody disliked it.
That's true. You said nobody disliked it.
Derek hated it.
No.
Well, gosh,
Really?
did it take you that long to figure that out?
All right, Bob. Let's hear your stuff.
Superman's bad.
That might be her.
Thank
All right.
you.
Superman.
All right, let me start with the things that I did like, because I'm more split than what Derek is. I'm more disappointed than anything else, because I really disliked the story and I really disliked James Gunn's humor for this character. And I'll get into a couple other things that I didn't like. But first off, let me talk about the things that I did like, because I want to be fair to this movie. I really liked the fact that this was a comic book world. I do think that opens up a lot of possibilities for a lot of these characters that actually gets me kind of interested to see what they do with lanterns and see where that goes. I think that could be very interesting. So the comic book world was cool. And just an example of how it's a comic book world, you have this kaiju running around Metropolis and people are just sitting there, drinking coffee and everything while there's monsters running around. It's like another day in Metropolis.
Right.
That's kind of how everybody's reacting to this. So I liked that it was a real comic book world and not just characters dropped into, or comic book characters dropped into reality. I liked that. It didn't work for everything in the movie, but as a whole, I did like that. I liked David Cornsweet in the role of Superman. I thought he was very positive, and that's what you expect from the character. I liked his chemistry with Rachel Brosnahan. I thought she was good as Lois Lane, and I did like Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. I thought he was very good. The scene where he shoots that guy in the head, and he's just like, "Oh, well, that was quick. Let's go get another one."
That went faster than I thought.
To me, that showed how evil he could be, and his plan, which I thought was dumb, but somebody brought up a point in the podcast that I did on Monday, saying that that's a very Lex Luthor plan, at least from the comic books, like the Silver Age, where it's a very convoluted plan to try to get rid of Superman. And so I'll give him that. The way Nicholas Hoult kind of acted around all of that, I really liked that. As far as the Justice Gang goes, Hot Girl, she was fine. I had no issues with her. Mr. Terrific, I thought he had the best fight scene in the movie, and I really liked his character. I also did like Guy Gardner. I thought Nathan Fillion did a good job as that character, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in Lanterns, as well as he has supposed to have a small role. I'm not sure if it's a cameo or a small role in Peacemaker, but I am looking forward to that. The final thing was, I like the fact that the movie did not focus on politics, despite all of the political controversy that was going on around it, because the cast and crew, especially James Gunn's brother, really tried to paint this out like, oh, well, this is an immigrant story, and tried to really play that up. And I think they were trying to do that after the fact to try to make this relevant to modern politics. And of course, the right-wing media just really jumped on this thing and just took it way out of proportion. So I think both sides were being dumb. But I will say this, I don't understand why you would have really championed this as an immigrant story when the parents of Superman sent him there to conquer and to impregnate all the ladies, and you're going to champion him as an immigrant story. That didn't seem like a good idea. So I just thought that was kind of funny with that being in there. So now let me get to the things I didn't like. I thought the story was garbage.
Superman's bad.
I thought it was a dumb story. I did not like the fact that it was too much too soon. It was very bloated. Now, it was obvious they were going to go this route, so I think they handled it the best way that they could, but I still thought that it was a bloated story that was too much too soon. I think it needed some time to breathe and really develop the characters. I just didn't feel that they did that. I think Superman is pretty much the same character he was before. They tried to make it like, oh, well, now he's connecting with his humanity, but he was already connected with his humanity. That's why he was making the choices that he was making. Maybe he came to the realization that that's why he was making them, but no, he was already making those choices. I mean, he's pretty much the same character that he was from the beginning to the end. So there's no real arc for him. There's no real arc for any of the other characters either. So I that was something that I thought was missing from this movie. I thought just the story and the way some of the choices were executed, like that whole scene in the Pocket Universe. We've talked about that. I thought that was ridiculous, where he's holding the baby and he's in the river and all that stuff. I thought that was dumb looking. So some of that stuff, I really had trouble getting into it. The first 20 to 30 minutes, I was just kind of like, Okay. I mean, I thought it got better as it went on, but it didn't wow me. And I was expecting a lot more from a Superman story. This is not what I was expecting. Uh, I mean, based on the trailers, it looked like this was going to be a little different. And then, like Derek and I have said, that last trailer made us kind of go, hold on. And then those clips started coming out, and it was like, oh, God. So it brings me on to my next point. I did not like James Gunn's humor for this character. I thought it was good for Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was good for the Suicide Squad. I thought it was good for Creature Commandos. I did not think that it worked for Superman. I thought it was just way too silly. I think this is a character that over the years has come to represent Americana and has come to be a character that you aspire to. He's not a character you relate to. He's a character you aspire to. And I think that was missing from this movie. I also didn't like the fact that he was getting his butt whipped the entire time. It just, he was constantly needing help. He needed help from the dog. He needed help from Lois Lane. He needed help from Mr. Terrific. He just needed help the entire time before he could do anything. And so I thought that was very frustrating, that he didn't seem to be very super. He, like you said, Derek, he was always getting whipped. I mean, there's even a scene where he gets kicked in the nuts. Come on, he's Superman.
Yeah.
And you're going to disrespect the character like that and kick him in the nuts? I thought that was bad. Then we get on to Jor-El and Laura, which we've already talked about. They wanted him to go and conquer and marry, or not even marry, just impregnate as many women as they could. I couldn't believe that they did that with these characters. Don't get me wrong. I understand there have been some other interpretations of these characters over the time, but those interpretations are not the norm. Those are the exception. And just because it was done in the comic doesn't mean that you have to do it, because not everything that was done in the comic was a good idea. There was a series of comics where Superman was like an energy being, and he was split in two, and he was like a blue Superman and a red Superman. He was like an energy being. And I thought that was a terrible idea. That's not something that you would put on screen. It's not a good idea. So I couldn't believe that they did that with these characters. I also didn't like the way the Earth parents were portrayed. They were portrayed like a bunch of country bumpkins. They were from the Midwest. They were not from the South. They are from Kansas. There's a reason why they've never been portrayed that way. Now, if they were going to be portrayed that way, and Superman grew up around people with an accent, then that means Superman should be walking around going, well, Lois, it's a good day up here. It's good to see you. I mean, the only thing missing from Ma and Pa Kent was the tobacco spitting. Now, I will give them credit because I do think that Pa Kent got one of the best scenes in the entire movie, where he was talking with Clark, telling him that your decisions are what make you who you are and your choices. So I enjoyed that particular scene. So it wasn't so much the personality, or shouldn't say the personality, the traits of Pa Kent. It was that they portrayed him to be this slow kind of country bumpkin, and same thing with Ma Kent. Well, I got your boots ready. Let me go get them for you.
That Lex Luthor's not a nice man.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't like that portrayal of these characters. So then we come to the CGI. I don't think it was bad. I do, except for in that Pocket universe, I thought it got pretty bad, especially when they were in the river and when they got towards the black hole. I thought it got pretty bad there. There were some good shots in it, like the one where Superman comes up and where he's around all the smoke and stuff. I thought that was a cool looking scene. So there are some good ones, but I thought this was a clear step down from the Snyderverse, from Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and the Snyder Cut. Now, to be fair, it's kind of hard to match up to that, because whatever we think about Snyder as a storyteller is irrelevant when it comes to Snyder with the visuals. He's always had a flair for the visuals. So it's kind of hard to measure up to that. I'm gonna be fair, but it was a step down. I don't think it was terrible, but it was a step down. So as a whole, I was very disappointed in this movie. If on Criticless, I gave it a 45%. After thinking about it a few days, I probably would bump it up to a 50, 55%, just simply because there was enough there that I did like. But overall, I was very disappointed. This is not the Superman movie I wanted. We were all hoping that James Gunn would know to reel this thing in a little bit and not let his style be what dominated this. But instead, this was the James Gunn greatest hits. And we got to see all the James Gunn-isms in this movie. And so, yeah, it was not what I was hoping for. And this could just be my preference. And I'm willing to admit that it might just be my preference because it seems like the general audience is liking this, but it seems like fans of comic book movies are split on this. Like, if you go over to Rotten Tomatoes, which is more of a general audience, it's got a very high score. You go over on Critic List, where you got more people in this sphere that know the comic books and or that it's sitting like at a 53, 54%. So that's not very good. So I think it's like a tale of two different of two audiences. So that's kind of where I stand on it. Again, I was disappointed. If I had to say what my most disappointing movie was, it's this movie. And it's not the worst movie I've seen this year. Not even close to Snow White. That's still the top one. And I'm not even saying that this is like second. There's other movies I've seen that are way worse than this. But it is my most disappointing movie because it is the one I was anticipating the most. Now, that kind of leads me to the box office. It's looking like $1 billion is probably not in the cards for this. I'm not saying that it's maybe word of mouth. It'll be pretty good. Like this weekend, it's not going to have a whole lot of competition. I think the only thing that it's really facing this weekend is the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, but the week after you got Fantastic Four coming out. So I'm not quite sure if this is going to get to that $1 billion mark. I don't think it will. But I was thinking about this because we had talked about on this podcast that if it doesn't do well, that the DC Universe is dead on arrival. I saw somebody online comment on this, and I hadn't thought of it this way. Superman might not be, it might not need that big box office. It might just need to generate interest again because they're almost starting over. They're starting off with a franchise that was left in a very bad spot and a lot of trust issues with this particular brand and comic book movies as a whole. We've talked about fatigue and all of that stuff. So it might just need to generate interest and see if it can get the rest of the DCU going. The question is, do you guys think it did that? I mean, for me, I was going to see this stuff anyway, so it didn't really affect me one way or the other. But I'm not sure if this has the long-lasting impact for the general audience. So I could be wrong. What say you, Josh?
Oh God, I don't know. I would like to see it again. First of all, I just want to say and just see if I like it just like I did. Maybe I won't like it as much. Like you said, Bob, the DC was in such a shambles with everything that happened that I think this is pulling enough that, because yes, you two did not like this movie, but so far you love Creature Commandos, you love Peacemaker, right? You're excited. You love Penguin, even though Penguin's not in the same.
Yeah, we can't include Penguin.
We can't say Penguin. I'm sorry, but we can. So let's see, Peacemaker, Creature Commandos, and then you guys, we're all excited for Lanterns. So maybe,
I'm excited with the idea of Lanterns.
Okay,
Yeah, we got that remains to be seen.
Exactly.
Okay. I think it's going to. I'm going to be positive on it, and I think it will create this new, generation of fans, and that it will help DC. I think there's one. What's the word I'm looking for? There's one thing that is still up in the air that we're not sure, and that's Batman. We don't know what they're doing with Batman yet. James Gunn doesn't even know, really.
But I'm fine with that if they take their time. And to be honest, some of that might have to do with the Batman. They may not want the two to overlapping.
No, I mean, from a business point of view, I agree with you, Bob. I don't think that's a good idea to overlap.
But I also think that that's kind of strange that when you're starting off your new universe, you're not focused on the Trinity here. You're not focused on Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Instead, the next movie that's coming out is Supergirl. The next movie after that is Clayface. You got a Clayface movie coming out before a Batman movie. Now, you do have Lanterns coming out as well. You got Peacemaker. Both of those are coming out. But it's just kind of strange, the direction that they're taking. Now, what I do like is that they're saying they're not starting production on anything until they have a finished script, which that was a problem Marvel was doing, is that they were starting stuff and everything before their scripts were even finished. So yeah, there were times they were already working on movies and they were already filming stuff and they didn't even have a finished script. They didn't know how it was going to end. They didn't, so
that's a bad idea.
There's no way to do business. And we know for sure, 100%, that the Batman is not being incorporated into this, correct?
I wouldn't say we know 100% for sure, but the way James Gunn keeps talking about it, he keeps talking about that Matt Reeves is doing his own thing.
Yeah. I think one way or the other, it's Matt Reeves' deal for that one.
Right. Bob, real quick, who is your Justice League? Like, who are your top guys if you have a Justice League movie, or in general, who's your Justice League right now?
Well, I mean, I think we're a little premature on that, but if I was looking at the Justice League, I'm looking at Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, probably Aquaman, maybe Cyborg, but you've got I would say Hawkman or Hawkgirl as part of that, in Green Lantern.
What about the Flash?
Oh, of course, the Flash.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Derek, are you on the same?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know about Hawkman or Hawkgirl.
I think Hawkman.
Even then, that's iffy. I think if you had...
Josh really does not like Hawkgirl. This is the second time tonight he keeps... No, not Hawkgirl. Let's go to Hawkman.
I know, it's what I grew up with. But we also didn't get... what about Cyborg? Like, I just feel that... You think he should be...
I said maybe Cyborg. I mean,
okay, so basically the five, I think, are Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Flash. The six
and Green Lantern, so six. Yeah,
the six could be actually a few, depending on which direction you want to go. That could be Green Lantern. It could be Hawkman.
You could have Black Canary.
Give who?
Black Canary?
No,
nobody knows who that is.
Okay.
Let's see. We're also going to have Supergirl in this too, so that also, I guess, he's going to have to factor into it.
Yeah, the problem with Supergirl is she's too distracted.
That new Supergirl looks like she could go drinking with him.
That movie was bad. Oh, good Lord. What were they doing?
So, let's see.
Okay.
But do you think, Derek, that this generated enough interest?
Yes and no. I think it generated interest for one movie thus far. I don't know if it generated enough interest for a whole other DCU.
Wow.
I think that the fact that this isn't going to hit $1 billion that may not break this. Whoever you read that from, Bob, that's they're I think they're right on that. It depends if James Gunn is going to write every single one of these movies. If we get to a point where I've been talking about this, where the movies themselves all feel different in their own worlds, then you really do have a DCU. You have a universe because everything's going to look and feel its own way. But if James Gunn gets his hands on everything, that movie is what it is. That's it. So I don't know. It's generated enough interest, maybe for now. I think they're going to have to do some work in terms of whatever is going to be next, which I think is Lanterns, right?
I think so. Well, Peacemaker's next, and then after that.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, Peacemaker will be great because John Cena fits right in with all James Gunn's humor, so that will be fine.
Right.
That he fits right in on. Lanterns, I believe we said was supposed to be like a True Detective.
Well, that's what they're saying. We'll see if that actually happens.
Wait a minute.
Thank you. What?
Did you guys like Suicide Squad, James Gunn Suicide Squad, better than this?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think his humor fits
Lord.
Suicide Squad better than this.
Well, Josh, hold on. Wait a minute. Did you hear what I just said about Superman?
I get it. Yes, but
I probably like a My Little Pony movie better than this. Okay? Like that's not saying much.
So let me ask you this, Derek. Are you invested in seeing a Superman sequel, or are you just like totally you're done?
Hey, gentlemen, just continue for a second. I got to step away for just a moment. Just continue, okay?
Okay, I'll make some points here. No, I have no interest in seeing that now. Now
But that revolves around a lot of the DCU now. Like, so you're done with the DCU?
No, I didn't say I was done with the DCU. I said if James Gunn gets his hands on all those movies, that's what it's going to be like. And if I see enough of that, I probably am done.
So what if James Gunn doesn't direct the next Superman?
Well, he already has, so he can't not now.
I mean, we've seen it change.
So,
come on.
So if I'll put it to you this way. If you give me a James Gunn Superman but a Matt Reeves Batman, I'm not disinterested in the DCU.
Okay.
Because and now we don't know who's going to do the Batman after Matt Reeves. I hope it's not James Gunn.
No, it's somebody else, and I can't remember for the life of me who it is. Bob might know.
Let's see. New.
Because it's Batman the Brave and the Bold, I think.
Batman movie, Brave and the Bold.
See what it says.
Let's see.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, hold on. Is there going to be? Yeah, okay. I don't see anything about it as of yet, but maybe it's just too early to talk about.
Yeah.
But does James Gunn really feel like the type of guy that could do Batman?
No, probably not. But again, this is so different. The way he's
doing
doing
that. So
I don't know.
That's what I mean. If he gets his hands off like every single movie and lets other directors take a crack at it, then yeah, it may be interesting because these films and these characters can take on a life of their own and be their own things. Because that, I think, was one of the issues that Marvel had, was that they were getting too formulaic. Right? We talked about that. They followed. There was a similar sense of humor. It went all the way through. Then the big action sequence, and we're done.
Okay. By the way, the new Batman movie, directed by Andy Muschietti.
Oh, Muschietti?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Neither do I.
Hold on.
Is it the Brave and the Bold? Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, that's what. Upcoming, The Brave and the Bold. Andy, let me see if I can just give you a quick thing. Who, Andy Muschietti, what has he done? He's 51 years old. He did It.
Oh, he did the new It?
Yeah, so that could be interesting.
That's
God.
stuff.
Oh, no, you're not going to be happy on this one, though.
What's that?
I think he did The Flash.
The most recent one?
Yeah.
That was him?
Let me just
Oh,
confirm that. Yeah,
okay. Well,
he directed that. So I don't know.
yeah, but that's okay. If he does better with the Dark Worlds, then he's going to want to get his hands on Batman. Flash
Yeah.
is different.
Right,
Flash,
right. And
Flash
okay,
can basically kind of work like their Spider-Man, like Marvel Spider-Man.
they
to a
could.
degree.
Yeah,
Um,
they could.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's enough buzz probably around it right now. But they're working on a mixed bag of reviews. So now they're really going to have to be careful. I don't think they have the leeway they thought they were going to have. I don't think they need to make $1 billion. I'll even give them that.
Yeah.
I think that what was the budget for that? I think the budget for Superman was 225 million.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Yeah,
definitely.
it was something
Yeah.
like that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Bob, we were finding out about, I don't know if you heard any of our conversation, but the director of The Flash and It is directing Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yeah, I already told you that.
So we weren't.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Okay. The cost, the production budget was 225 million.
Okay.
When you include marketing, they're saying it could be as high as 363.8 million, or even as high as 400 million, depending exactly on what the marketing cost was, because they're saying it's could be an additional 125 million, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So basically, they're going to have to hit about what 6 in order to get a profit off it.
Like 650.
maybe more, because usually you
Okay.
got to hit about 2.5 times what the total
Okay.
cost is, because again, you're looking at theaters getting a cut, but we're just guesstimating it's about half of that, because when you're talking about overseas, they sometimes keep more than half.
Okay, let's say 750.
Yeah, my guess is between 750 and 800 million.
Okay, that I think they will get. That I think if they get that, that's success. So if we're just measuring it off business and they get to that figure, then they probably will think they're on the right path. They're probably were going to be disappointed because they didn't hit $1 billion, but they'll make a profit, and that in their mind could probably say that people are interested. Enough people went to see it, so there's that. We're just looking at it from a purely business point of view. Bob, I don't know if you heard me say this though. I don't think they're going to have a lot of chances now.
No, I did hear that part.
Yeah.
That they've got. I think the leash is shorter
Yeah.
than what they're letting on, because Zaslav, the head of Warner Brothers, is saying, "Oh, well, we're all excited and everything," but I think deep down they're like, "Ah, darn it, we were hoping for more." And so, if they don't see a good, I don't want to say good take, because obviously it's streaming, but if they don't see good word of mouth with, say, Lanterns, and then if Supergirl doesn't do very well, which we know Supergirl's not going to do as well as Superman, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
It's going to happen that way. But I mean, we'll see what type of leash they get for this. But
yeah, I don't think it's as much of a given now that this is going to be, this is going to be awesome, like we were hoping. I do think that there's potential for things to be awesome in it. Like if you're giving me True Detective in a Lantern's world, the idea of that, yes, sign me up. We don't know if that's what it's going to be, so that's what I'm saying. The less James Gunn, I think, gets his hands in every single movie and piece of direction, the better off it has a chance of being its own cool thing.
Yeah, and the thing is I actually like James Gunn's vision for this comic book world. I don't think he's the right person for every single character.
No.
So, I don't think he was the right one for Superman, but Peacemaker, I think he's perfect for. So,
I give James Gunn this too. If you hear him in interviews, the guy knows his stuff.
Yeah, he does.
Up, down, left, right. He knows everything when it comes to doing his homework. So I do give him that.
And look,
go ahead.
DC was in such a low place, and he got hired by them. I don't think he had a choice but to write Superman and take it on.
I don't know. Again, maybe he felt forced into a corner to do it. But, again, like we had mentioned before, the leash maybe for all of comic book movies is short now, too.
Yeah. I think that's the case. We'll get a better idea when Fantastic Four comes out, what type of haul that brings in.
Oh, believe me, you're not gonna have to worry about that. That ain't gonna do nothing.
All right.
Did Lily like Superman?
From my understanding, she hasn't seen it yet.
Okay.
So, all right, gentlemen. Anything else that we want to say about Superman?
Superman's bad.
Sure is. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate that.
We need a Krypto movie.
No, we don't.
I think we need a Krypto movie.
It's not funny, Josh.
You know, Marvel would do that. Disney would do that in a minute.
Oh, they probably would. So.
Yeah, but at least they're making a kids movie. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
All right.
Anything else?
No.
A whole year on that.
Yeah, it's
a whole
frustrating.
year.
Hey, that movie brought us our most views. The trailer, the very first trailer.
The trailer brought us the most views. The movie did not.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, gentlemen. Let's go ahead and move into our next topic here. All right. So there was a teaser that dropped today for Mortal Kombat 2 featuring Johnny Cage. And this is supposed to be one of a trailer for one of Johnny Cage's bad movies. So this isn't the trailer for Mortal Kombat 2. I did see where some people were thinking this was the trailer for it. And it's like, no. That's not what this is. Let's go ahead and check this out here. And let's see what we think about this. You guys see it?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go.
From New Line Cinema, the studio that brought you Cool Hand Cage, Hard to Cage, and Rebel Without a Cage, comes Uncaged Fury. Starring Johnny Cage.
It's showtime.
They pissed him off. They fucked with his shades. They should have brought more guys.
You should have brought more guys.
Uncaged Fury. Coming to a theater near you this October.
All right.
Well done.
So again, this is supposed to be kind of a glimpse into Johnny Cage's movie career at this point of when Mortal Kombat 2 picks up, what type of movie career Johnny Cage has. And it looks like he's kind of making cheesy movies, old-fashioned type action films. What do you guys think of this? Derek, start with you.
Whoever came up with that idea to do this right before the release of Mortal Kombat 2 trailer deserves such a round of applause. I can't even begin to explain. That was magic. That was so
that reminds me of Tropic Thunder, with the beginning where they show the trailers.
Yes.
I love Tropic Thunder.
That was so good, and this is just a brilliant way to reel this in. Carl Urban, I believe, is the actor.
Mm-hmm.
See, I like him. I think he actually works as Johnny Cage. I know everybody wanted the Miz. I understand why. Too.
After that, he absolutely works for
that
Johnny.
Looks great. He did a great job. You can already tell he's embracing every ounce of this, which I think is fantastic. This is what we're in for Mortal Kombat 2. Sign me up. That was a brilliant way to kick all that off. That's great.
And what we'll do is the trailer comes out tomorrow, so we'll actually we'll watch the trailer on the show next week. And while we have when we have Lily on here, hopefully it'll all work out to where she can still be on. That'd be kind of cool.
Nice. That's a good.
All right, Josh, what'd you think?
Loved it. A+. I'm a huge Johnny Cage fan. I just hope in the movie when he takes someone out, he gives them his autograph, because that was so awesome in the video game. And I'm like, Derek, Kyle, what's his first name?
Carl Urban.
Carl
Urban
Urban
works.
Yeah.
He worked. I liked him in Star Trek. I've always liked the guy, but this,
Good actor.
like, I wanted the Miz, but what I just saw here, Derek, mwah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Well, people forget how many big things Carl Urban has actually been in.
He's been
He
in
was
a
Star
ton.
Trek. He was in The Lord of the Rings.
The boys.
He was.
He was in The Boys.
Yep.
He's now in Mortal Kombat. He was Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
He was in the second Bourne movie, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, he was in that too. He was the villain.
I mean, this is just like, and it's funny. I liked the first Mortal Kombat. I thought it was very good.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm going to like this one better.
I think this one does better. Actually.
I think so too. Well, also they were dealing with COVID.
No, I know, I get it, but
And
I think
all
it's gonna
that.
get. I think because this is maybe the one thing. This is, I don't know. It's like a silver lining, because the Mortal Kombat movie kind of flew in low key. It wasn't shown in theaters, not a lot of promotion, but people saw it and they were like, "Whoa, where did this come? Like, this is awesome."
Yeah.
Actually, it did get a theatrical release. It was one of those on Max that got a theatrical release, and it was released the same day on streaming. Because I actually went with my kids, my older kids, to go see Mortal Kombat, and we actually had a good time with it.
You liked it, Bob, right? Because
I thought it was fun. I didn't think it was like the greatest movie ever or anything like that, but I thought the characters were fun for the most part. Kano was hilarious.
Yeah,
and
of course they leave you at the end that you were going to have Johnny Cage show up. Plus, it had that actor from Shogun, who was
really
Scorpion.
good. Really, really good.
Yeah,
my favorite part.
I forget the name of the actor, but he's great.
He's
my
fantastic.
favorite part is when Sub-Zero is fighting Scorpion, and Scorpion does the famous "Get over here!" Like they did everything correctly.
I think the
It's awesome.
The buzz is going to be very big around this movie, which I think it's going to be. I think that's going to give it a lot of oomph, a lot of gusto. I think people are going to want to get out to the theater for it. So I'm really feeling positive about this. So let's cheer up, Derek. It's not all bad. Come on, Mortal Kombat 2.
That was just. Can we watch that trailer again? It was so good.
Well, I'll say this: I'm kind of disappointed that's not a real movie. I
know, right?
Dude,
I love the Orion and the logo, and it was so 80s.
Whenever that comes out on Max, if it's coming out there, they should release the Johnny Cage movie.
Okay, right now they're showing that the release date is supposed to be October 24th of this year. So,
okay, Halloween.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah,
it's a good little Halloween movie.
Well, if you look at what they did, Mortal Kombat started and fatalities, that adds up just fine, doesn't it?
Oh, we need more fatality. God, I'm trying to remember the original. Like, God, there were so many.
Wait, is it just me, or does October seem like it's going to be a pretty killer month for movies?
I think it's going to be fun. So,
yeah,
and then you've got some stuff. You got some stuff coming out right in November as well. So,
and that's actually a very, very good point. Is the fact that it all is going to start rolling into the holiday season. So hopefully, October will be kind of a surprise month, and we'll have some fun with it.
Yeah, because it's always harder in September, October because of football. But I kind of like that this is coming out right before Halloween.
Harder because of football.
I mean, a lot of people tend to watch these games, so it's harder to get to the movies.
Right, that's what Friday nights are.
It's harder for you. Yeah, you go Friday night, or you go Wednesday night, or you go Tuesday night.
Can't go Wednesday night.
Well, if we move the podcast,
well, you can.
Yeah, you could go. Yeah, you could
go before.
Yeah,
so good.
You don't have to go. You just go on a Friday. Or by the way, football does usually end on Saturday night, Josh. Just to let you know.
Yeah.
I know the Sunday night game is going to be a little bit tricky for you, heaven forbid, but you have options.
Well, it's because Josh watches the beginning of college football in the day, and he watches it all the way through the end of the night. So,
starting at 9 a.m.
That's right. I'm trying to look at Sonya Blade was in the last one, right?
Yeah, she was.
Was anyone besides? I'm trying to. Goro was in it, right?
Goro was in it. Here's the actor Hiroyuki Sanada. He was the
That's
one who
the guy.
played.
Hmm.
He was the one who played Scorpion.
Very good actor.
So you've got, of course, Carl Urban in the movie. Martin Ford is going to be Shao Kahn. He actually played Goliath in that David series that was over on Prime.
Oh, on Amazon.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You've got Adeline Rudolph as Kitana. Jessica McNamee as Sonya Blade. So yeah, it looks all right as far as the cast goes and whatnot. We got several of the characters that we had before. Kung Lao is back. Shang Tsung.
How good was that video game growing up? You go to the arcade. And
Damn, man. Come on.
You play.
I need to go back and watch the movie again.
Yeah. It's a fun action movie, and I think it took me by such surprise because I didn't have any expectations with it at all.
No,
like, oh God, let's see this. And then I watched it, and I'm like, man, that was way more fun than
I told you, Derek.
Well, I am looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing the trailer now. So
I had to keep the noise down because the baby was sleeping.
Yeah, that was right.
And it was like 2 a.m. It was like right after we got.
It was like right after Carson was born, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Yeah,
I don't think I can show him that still, unfortunately.
No. What about the one we grew up with? The one in the 90s? Could we?
That was the most un-Mortal Kombat of Mortal Kombat movies, but it was still cool. Had Christopher Lambert as Raiden.
Actually, he may have been the best part of that whole thing. Him as Raiden was awesome. Yeah.
Hey, anytime you've got the Highlander as Raiden, I'm like, heck yeah.
I'm excited.
So freaks attack my fighters.
I'm excited to see
the rules of the tournament.
Carl Urban really shocked me. I didn't think he was. I was like, yeah, really? Why didn't they have the Miz? But that trailer.
Oh yeah,
he can do it.
I love how he just brings the finger up.
Yeah. They effed with his shades.
I am telling you, he's got a kick ass. And at the end, when the guy's about to die, to sign his autograph.
He'll do it. He'll do that. Don't worry.
Oh my God! All right, very good.
All right. Anything else on this teaser?
Yeah, I want to watch it again.
I feel better about life right now. That was good.
I had not seen. Had you seen it, Derek, before Bobby showed it?
No,
I
didn't even know about it until Bob told me.
No, I didn't. And then I just saw that they had released something, and then it was that.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. Let's go ahead and get on to the next topic, and we're going to be talking about The Legend of Zelda.
If you don't know that song, you don't have a soul.
That was just magnificent.
I mean,
I thought you'd like that.
Be back in 1997. I'm dating.
All right, so after the success of the Mario movie, they decided that they were going to be doing a Legend of Zelda movie. And despite all the rumors and everything on the internet, they finally have announced the casting of who's going to play Zelda and who's going to play Link. We are looking at Bo Bragason as Zelda and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Link. I do not know who these two actors are, at least not off the top of my head. But in this article from Deadline, it does say that, let me see, I saw it here. It says a relative unknown in the States, Bragason has previously been seen in Prano Bailey Bond's Sundance horror film Censor and the film The Radleys, also in a series like Renegade Nell. Upcoming, she'll be seen in Prime Video's young adult drama series Sterling Point. Sterling Point. And then Ainsworth, who's playing Link, his past credits include Pinocchio, The Haunting of Bly Manor, and Everything's Going to Be Great, to name a few. So let me pull up another picture of them.
Is this supposed to be an animated movie? Because like Super Mario.
No, this is actually going to be live action.
That's what I was going to ask. I mean, I figured it was live action, but I wasn't sure because Bob started talking about Super Mario.
Yeah, this one. Well, that's because I mean it's from Nintendo Studios.
Got it.
Or in
I mean, she looks the part, and he looks. I can see this.
Yeah, I think this works.
Yeah, I don't think.
Supposedly, this picture is that they're in costume. Supposedly.
Oh, really?
Okay. All right. Link needs a little bit longer hair, doesn't he? I mean, come on now.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Maybe he gets tell if he's got pointy. I can't tell if he's got pointy ears or not.
No,
so I'm not sure if this is actually them in costume or not. But supposedly, this was supposed to be them in costume.
The second game was called The Adventures of Link, right?
Right. But you got to keep in mind, this has been a long-running series. This has been going for years and years. And so there have been multiple Zelda games. In fact, one of the most popular, I think, was called Ocarina of Time or Ocarina of Time. This would have been one long after what we were playing Zelda. So so gamers out there will know what some of the other Zeldas are. Like my son was telling me all about some of the Zelda games out there. I had no idea what the heck he was talking about because I'm not a gamer now. So I'm completely lost when it comes to that stuff. But this will be something I think that has mass appeal. The Mario movie obviously had mass appeal because of the brand that it was, Super Mario Brothers. I would assume that Legend of Zelda would have a pretty big following as well. Look at how Minecraft did. Also, The Last of Us over on HBO Max did pretty good with the first season. It did fall off a cliff with the second one, but as its viewership was pretty big for the first season, and part of that is because the first game was pretty popular, the second game wasn't, so that makes sense.
Right.
But my point is that there is an audience here for video game adaptations.
Oh yeah,
and this might actually be the next type of superhero movie as far as that next big genre that could become blockbusters.
I heard they're doing a Donkey Kong.
Yeah, there's talk about doing a Donkey Kong movie.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool.
All right,
so
that
there's our casting for the two. Right. What do you think? Just quick thoughts before we move on to our last topic. Josh, what do you think?
I think it's great. I like Zelda. I like Link. I think it's good. Of course, like you've mentioned, Bob, it's very early on. Let's see what happens. Let's see where they take the story. It's just been so many years since I played it. I mean, I have it on my Nintendo Mini, and I played it not too long ago, but the story, I'd have to go back and, do it. I remember playing more of it. I think I played more of the sequel, believe it or not.
Yeah, the sequel sucked. The original was better.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm trying to. I mean, to me, the worst video game sequel, Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah, there was worse.
Yeah. Super Mario 3 got it back on track.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, do you remember where Super Mario Brothers 3 debuted?
Yep, the wizard.
Yes, the glove, power glove.
It's Super Mario Brothers 3.
The wizard.
That's a movie we should go watch for this and review it.
Oh, I love the wizard.
Shout out Fred Savage.
So good. Fred Savage.
Yep.
All right, Derek, what do you think of this casting?
It looks fun to me. Yeah, this looks good. The reason I was asking about if this was animation or not is because I'd say I'm kind of surprised that hasn't happened for them for this video game yet. You think it would be a perfect fit for some type of anime director to walk in and kind of take off with it, but it just never got there. But this looks good. I think this seems like the math is adding up. This will make a lot of money. My sister is obsessed with the Breath of Life, I think is the name of it. She says it's the best video game she's ever played. I didn't expect my sister to become a gamer later in life, but she's kind of there. And she is absolutely obsessed with The Legend of Zelda: The Breath of Life. Fun facts. Fun facts. When I first got my Nintendo, the first 3 games that I got, the first one was The Legend of Zelda.
Really?
It was number 1. Do you want to know what the other 2 were?
Super Mario Brothers and Mike Tyson Punch Out.
That was the 3. Those are my first 3 games.
That I think that probably was for sure. Mine was Punch Out and Super Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And Duck.
Joe.
Do you remember the color of the cartridge for Zelda?
No.
Gold.
Gray?
It was gold, baby.
Gold.
Was it gold?
Pure gold. It was awesome. It was great.
Yes.
Well, God, those were the
game was gold.
Yes.
It was great.
Here's trivia.
All
When
right.
the game system didn't work, what were you supposed to do? Do you remember? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Always had to blow in it. God, those.
I think it looks good. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I do too. I like the casting choices, at least based on the look. We don't know if they can act or not, but I guess we have to go watch some of their other stuff to see how good they are. But just based on the look, I'm pleased.
And actually, Bob, you bring up a really good point about this too. Is that if people are getting, it seems like people are getting sick of comic book movies, but they're moving toward that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and kids can get in on that too. They can't get on every comic book movie.
Yeah. So this could be interesting. Let's see what happens with this.
I just thought of a great topic we should do. Our top video games. Top 5 video games.
We can do that.
We're really going to date ourselves if we do that.
Who cares?
Yeah, that's true.
There were so many good ones, though.
We know.
God, Paperboy.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, we'll get
NBA Jam, sucker.
that could be fun.
Was that one of them? Kung Fu?
Oh yeah.
Kung Fu was one, yeah.
Yeah.
It was NBA Jam. Oh, NBA Jam.
Some of mine wouldn't be the home games. I think almost all 5 of mine on that list would be arcade games.
Arcade games. That was where
things. I think you could do. I think that's the first we could do our top 10 video games of all time.
Another topic for another time.
Yeah, another.
All right.
Topic. Josh is getting over there drooling. He's all excited. All right. Anything else?
No, that was good, man. That was good to talk about.
Yeah, it's. I think that'll be fun. Movie. After all, we grew up playing Zelda, so yeah, I think it'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into our final topic for the night. All right. So the teaser trailer for Stranger Things 5 just dropped earlier today, and we are going to go ahead and check this out. Go ahead and pull this up. Have either of you seen this yet?
No.
All right. So let's check this out. Here we go.
Burn commencing in 5, 4, 3.
Come on.
2, and
after what we've been through, this thing it ties us together forever. needs. I need you to fight one last time. Let's end this, kid.
Found you.
All right. Josh, you still are working on Stranger Things 4, so we won't really get into a whole lot of spoilers on that just because we don't want to spoil it for you.
I appreciate it.
But just based on that trailer, obviously you don't know everything that's going on, but what'd you think?
It looks awesome. It looks awesome. And boy, I love trailers. I'm always curious how they just even starting with him in the, with the decimal, and then it's Netflix. And then they start showing craziness. I mean, based on what I'm watching with it's season 4, right? The one I'm watching right now?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yes. It's just,
I hope you're watching season 4 because that's the one you said you hadn't finished.
Yes. I've seen everything except season 4. Well, now I'm on episode 3, which scared the living daylights out of me last night. It looks cool. It looks cool. I'm excited. I'm curious how it all ends.
Yep. Yeah, I think you're going to really like season 4. Season 4, I thought, was a return to form because I really thought the first season was as close as what you can get to a perfect season of television.
Yeah.
And season 2 was very entertaining. Not quite as good as season 1. There's that one episode with the sister, which I thought was kind of weird as far as where it fit with everything. And then season 3, the same thing, was entertaining, but just not as good. And season 4 was season 1 on steroids. So yeah, it was a return to form. Again, not that the other seasons were bad, but just kind of got back on track.
Was season 2 when they worked at the mall in the ice cream shop, or was that season 3?
Oh, that was season 3.
Season 3.
Yep.
Got it.
All right, Derek, what'd you think?
Oh, damn it, let's go. Come on, man.
No, November can't get here quick enough.
I know. I like the minute I watched that, I'm like, oh, you're gonna make me wait this long? I can't wait for this. This is I to this day, I know, Bob, you just mentioned season 3. And yeah, I think that season 1 was so perfect that it was kind of gonna be hard for any of the seasons after that to really jerk it back into play. But season 4 does do a very good job. I thought that season 3, though, the one episode in the season finale of season 3 is maybe one of the best episodes of television that I've watched. There's like 5 different battles happening at one time. It's incredible what happens in that episode. And that's why it's probably another reason why season 4, I think on season 3, they're like, we have to hit them with something big. And then season 4, they reeled it back in and got on the right track. This is going to be unreal. I have very high hopes for this, and I don't think I'm going to be disappointed. I really do not.
I don't think so either. I'm looking at this thing, and this looks like this is going to be epic. I don't be surprised if we see more episodes like we did in season 4 that are going to be movie length. I would not be surprised if several of them are an hour and a half, 2 hours in length. This is going to be very intense, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I like about this show is how it's always a kind of a callback to the 80s. And so certain people that you've got, for example, Winona Ryder, as the mom in the second season. You have Paul Reiser who shows up in the second season.
Yeah.
You got Sean Astin who shows up in that, as well as Bob.
Matthew Modine.
What's that?
Matthew Modine. That's right.
Yeah,
he was
in
that as well.
And then in this season, Linda Hamilton's in.
Yes,
I saw Sarah Connor. That was great.
Yes. So it's like Sarah Connor. You know,
to the chopper.
that's awesome. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to this. Hopefully they stick the landing. About the only thing I can say about this show is I think they needed to spit the seasons out quicker because the kids, I mean, this is only supposed to be like 4 or 5 years or 4 years after the first season. Wow. And we're talking that, 9 years have actually gone by. So, they look so much older now. And so, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the only issue that I've got. I kind of wish they would have spit them out faster, but I mean, it is what it is. If they nail the story, I'm fine with it because season 4 was really awesome. Josh, you're going to love throughout the season. What was the name of the character? Eddie Munson. Was that his name? Munson?
Yes.
Oh, in season 4?
Yeah. Hold on.
He was in the first episode, right?
Yeah, it's Eddie Munson.
Yeah, it was Munson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the last
He's
name. I was just trying to make sure.
Hold on.
Yeah, Eddie Munson.
86, baby.
I think he was in the first episode, right? And
well, yeah, he's gonna have a big part throughout.
He has a big, major part in this one.
You're gonna really like Eddie Munson.
Yes, I've seen him. Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna love Eddie Munson.
Just looked him up. That's who I thought it was. Yeah, very cool. I'm excited.
I love it because he's like all into Dungeons and Dragons and everything too. Yeah. So
my wife bought me the Hellfire Club shirt.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she bought me that shirt. That was fantastic.
You know what I love is just the way the show opens. The very first episode. I mean, obviously it starts with like a horror section, but then when it goes to the kids, they're sitting there, they're playing D&D, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, oh my god, they're playing D&D. These are nerds. This is great. Yeah. These are 80s kids. I mean, you couldn't get more 80s than the way that it started. And so this whole show has been like an homage or a love letter to the 80s films and those style of TV shows and movies. So, yeah, sign me up for this. I am excited about season 5, and I hope that they stick the landing. But based on what I've seen so far from when we saw the little clips with Tadum and now this trailer, this looks like it's going to be good. And then, boy, that spot there in the trailer where Vecna turns around, he's like, found you. It's like, oh, yeah. So, this is going to be good.
I'm always amazed, like, with not only the way that they just put so much emphasis on the 80s and then the presentation around that, but the music is so killer.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, God, you get done watching it and you realize just how much that music hits you by the end of every episode. It's great.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Awesome show.
Yeah.
So
you get the first one is coming out, I think, right before Thanksgiving. Like Bob said, you get to eat, you get football, and you get this.
Yeah.
A+.
And my guess is they're probably going to drop. My guess is they're going to probably drop most of it that first for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Part 2, my guess will be 1, maybe 2 episodes. And then the finale, I'm guessing, is going to be feature length. Yeah. And it's going to be just a big one. And that's going to be we know that's New Year's Eve. So my guess is it's just the 1 episode. It's going to be like a big feature length. So unless it's like 2 episodes that they drop, but yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Like I'm going to watch whatever you give me. So it's fine.
There we go. All right. Anything else that we want to say before we close out for the night?
Superman's bad.
Thank you, Richard. No one said it better.
Was that you?
Oh, no, he was funnier.
That was great.
Not.
So, all right. So that I think that does it for another night. Some good stuff that we talked about tonight. Let's close out with some social media. Derek, where can we find you at?
Since I just aged myself screaming about Superman and how bad it was, I'm probably going to be even older than I feel like right now. But the old people are always hanging out on Facebook and LinkedIn, which is where you can find me.
All right, Josh, where can we find you at?
And you know what? Talking about old people, we talked about Nintendo tonight, and we talked about Superman 3 as a joke. So yeah, you can find me with the old people on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and TikTok for all the newbies out there.
All right, and I'm going to pretend like I'm young, and you can find me with the young people over on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Bob Loves Movies. You can find me on Criticless and on X. I want to thank everyone for joining us for this episode. Hopefully, you saw the movie. Hopefully, you enjoyed it, even if Derek and I didn't particularly like it. Josh did. Hopefully, you did enjoy it. And let us know what you thought of the movie, as well as these trailers and the casting for Legend of Zelda in the comments section below. Gentlemen, it was good talking to you guys tonight, and you guys have yourselves a good evening.
You too. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.